All right, I am, excuse me, I am back, and I told you earlier this morning we was going to have an interview with Cody McCarver, and of course, we're always glad to have him around. Cody does so many things for the community. He won't take credit for any of it, but he does a lot of it anyway, and a lot of things go on behind the scenes, and he does quite a bit of stuff. So, Cody, it's good to have you.
It's good to be here, brother.
And first, I wanted to talk to you about some of the. We are going to talk about the 4th, but I want to talk about some of the things you've done, some awards you received, and some things that maybe a lot of people don't know about. Maybe they do, but maybe they don't.
Yeah, we had last year I had written a song, recorded the song actually for the TV show, and it was called "God Did That." And God Did That. We shot a music video. Aaron did it, and it's just great. And we released the song, and the video's up. There's 800,000 views on YouTube.
Wow.
And then we got nominated for an award at the Inspirational Country Music Awards, which was at the Grand Ole Opry House, and won Song of the Year. And then this year, in April 6th, went back to the Grand Ole Opry House for the Inspirational Country Music Awards and won Music Video of the Year.
Oh, wow.
For my song called Time Flies, which is filmed here. All the music videos we've done are filmed in Dunlap or, in the mountains or wherever.
Right.
What better place could you film something than this place, right?
Right.
So, we had one music video of the year, and I tell everybody that I didn't really film it. My dad did, because when I was growing up, my dad bought one of these video cameras, and he filmed everything, and I hated every second of it. But he's gone now, and I was going through some of those old VHS tapes. I'll tell you what's a bear is trying to transfer something from a VHS tape to digital. But we figured it out and used that footage for the music video, which won Inspirational Country Music Video of the Year.
Wow, that's a nice little story behind that.
Yeah.
And because not everybody can probably say that. I know there's plenty of people who want to have their VHSs to digital, and it is a work.
It's you have to buy a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not just like, well, you can plug it up to a computer and make it work. It's got to go to this and then to that, and then to not lose any quality. Which
right.
The VHS tapes weren't much quality anyway.
Right.
But not compared to what we have now.
Right.
But at that time, it was the thing.
Yeah.
I remember buying the first VCR that we ever saw was from McGee's up here. Ace Hardware.
Yeah.
And still got that VCR, and it still works. So anyway, it's the VHS tapes. Yeah, that's that footage. We used that for the music video, and then Zane down here at the tin shop.
Yeah.
Zane let me use his garage for some of the performance stuff.
Oh, okay.
Then that's where that's at when you watch the video. And the biggest thing I got is people that watch a video that won Video of the Year say they can't watch it more than once because they cry. And I have that same problem. I cried for 2 weeks making it.
Well, I know your heart's into your music and your videos. You do a lot, and you don't only do it just for you. I mean, you've helped a lot of other local people, like my niece Hannah, her video, and last I looked, which has been a little over a week ago, had like over 2,000 views. It's probably grown since then. I haven't checked it.
Hannah's a nut. I love Hannah.
Yeah.
And she is, the most considerate, humble person you may ever meet.
Yeah.
And so she came to me. Zach Ollendorf had written this song called Hills, Tennessee. And he said, you maybe should record this. And we did that in the studio.
Uh-huh.
And then later she comes back and wants to do a music video. But, Hannah, she had to make her look like a rock star. And we did.
Yeah,
she looks great.
I mean, the video's good.
And which wasn't a problem. She did great. She got to tell her story through the old house up here by the coal ovens.
Yeah.
And so, it's there's a lot of talent around here. And Hannah's playing the 4th. So.
Yeah. I saw somewhere, it might have been your post. I saw a post anyway about the talent coming up.
Right.
And, that's the thing about Dunlap and Sequatchie County. We have talent. We don't have to go far to search for talent.
That's a fact. There's a lot of talent. in the Valley, period.
Yeah.
Kurt, who plays drums with me, he's from Dunlap, and Kurt's as good a drummer, touring drummer as there is in the world. I'll put him with anybody. Zach, who is from Pikeville, Zach Oldendorf is a great musician. So Randy Sanders, the list goes on of the whole Sanders family.
Right.
They all were great.
Yeah, they were all good.
So we have a lot of talent here, and I'm trying to tell people about it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they need to know. I know you had some friends in yesterday here at the chamber, and I met the young man. I can't even think of his name right now. The other, not Brian, but the other guy.
I can't think of his name. The guy from Scotland.
Yeah.
He was from Scotland. He came to Dunlap, Tennessee to look at the studio.
Yeah.
And then Brian Keith, who is an artist as well. They had been in Nashville taking part in CMA Fest.
Oh, okay.
So I can't remember his name. I barely could understand what he said.
Yeah.
But he was a sweetheart of a guy. But he was from deep, dark. He told me he was from the town he was from was where Braveheart was filmed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So,
wow.
But we went to the studio. We looked around. He's wanting to record. So we got more and more artists coming in wanting to record, shoot music videos. We do businesses there too. So if you want to mark, like we do commercials for Citizens Tri-County Bank. Sequatchie Valley Electric Co-op. We did podcasts with Mike Parton. So we do a lot of things in the studio that are not just music and music videos, but marketing things as well.
Well, and that's good because when you think of those things, you think about these big company marketing companies, and where you got all these big production and and staff and a lot of your staff's pretty much limited.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But I mean, hey, it does a great job.
Yeah, it does a great job, and I'm the worst person in the world about wanting to let a lot of people get involved. It's because when you get a bunch of opinions, sometimes.
Yeah.
Somebody created Coca-Cola, so I don't know. But Aaron is brilliant. Brittany, his wife, is brilliant, and me. And we sat down and usually like Hannah's video, she came to me with a song. She said, "Hey, I want to film it here." I said, "Let's go look at it." So we went and spent a few hours just walking around looking and seeing what was intriguing. Then I wrote a script for her video. And then we went up there and we filmed that video. And we added the things that she wanted. And then Aaron films it. We edit it. We got a couple of cameras going. And then we go in and sit down and here's how it should look. And he puts it together. So I don't know why we need 20 people to do that.
But you're doing good. You're doing great, and I appreciate what you do. And because I'm always excited to hear. I like hearing local stories and local people doing well.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I just like to hear people do well in general.
Yeah, and
it's not. There's a lot of people that don't. They say they are, but they're happy for you, but maybe they're not, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But I love to see people do well.
Yeah, and like I say, we have more and more. Seems like that group of talent is growing.
Yeah.
From what I pick up, and because I don't get to see it as much as you do, because you're out and about more than I am on the talent area. But I do see it, and I know these people, and I watch them. I like to watch them grow. Mm-hmm. And like your drummer, I had him in school. Yeah. And he didn't play in band when he was in school.
Yeah.
And
I can see that.
Yeah. But you don't have to have a background in music. You can learn an instrument. Anybody can.
Sure. Yeah. I grew up playing piano.
Yeah.
I love what Jill does here. Music makers. Mm-hmm. They're teaching the time they spend with the kids. And, to see that come to fruition, these kids are setting out playing somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
And she did that,
Yeah.
And that's a big deal. I used to teach piano in the school systems here.
Yeah. Right.
And I grew up playing piano, but I'm probably like Kurt, I didn't want nobody to know.
Yeah.
When I was in school. I'm like, I don't want nobody to know I play the piano because that ain't cool.
Yeah.
But I was our church pianist at age 9.
Yeah.
And I didn't go to church here. I went to church in Van Buren County, where my family was from. So, I remember at a graduation, and I don't remember who it was, but one of the teachers says, "You want to play piano at graduation?" I thought, well, why not?
Yeah.
I can tell them now.
Yeah.
I'm about to graduate, barely. And I remember I got up and walked up, sat down and played How Great Thou Art. Came back, sat back down, and I was sitting beside our sheriff, Bill Phillips, and we graduated together. And he looked over at me, he goes, "Man, I had no idea you could play the piano." And we was friends for years.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of talent here that's going to be more and more and more exposed. And I love that.
Well, that's good because we have so many opportunities, so many stages are here in the city and county, places to play.
Absolutely.
There's there could be days that we have music at all three venues or Harris Park, over here the Valley Fest property, and in Coke Ovens, and I mean all three hold different types of music, different genres, and there's just ample opportunities to have.
Well, I say we, me and Becky and Louie started restoring the Mercantile as a stage.
Right.
Okay. And we have events there. The mural guitar that's on the side of the studio, people come from everywhere getting their picture took.
That's pretty.
With that guitar. I wanted that to be a stage. So we could, at night, people could set lawn chairs out, we could put some speakers out. We've had used it as a stage a few times. So that's two. Then the yard has two stages.
Yes.
We're about to get it back open. So the yard has two stages, so that's four. Then you got Randy, who had a stage upstairs, hope he puts back at the Game Shack, which will be 5. Then you got the Coke Ovens, you got Harris Park, right?
Right.
And you have the Valley Fest property. That's 8 stages right downtown.
And there's no need, there's no reason for us not to keep those busy.
Exactly. So here's what I'm going to ask you. There's only one of me. And to keep the stages that we have going. So, I'm hopefully about to get somebody back in the yard. Daniel was having great music there. And I'm going to ask you just book them all and you have it.
Hey, we can work on that. I've got a boss that has connections.
Well, there you go.
A lot of connections.
Yeah, there you go.
And hey, it's a great idea. And speaking of concerts and venues, let's talk about the 4th for just a little bit with John. Is it Wait?
John Wait.
That's what I wanted to say, but I wasn't sure because mine's Edison spelled Idson. So
yeah, well, I guess that's true. Yeah.
So
the 4th of July, we always have a big show, and our leaders of our community, and I'll say Dwayne on this case because he's the mayor. When Clint was mayor, we had great music.
Right.
And Dwayne, I guess, was one of the first to actually put a big act on the stage. Maybe John Anderson was the first one. And I always helped him book the acts. We had Diamond Rio. Think about it, Kentucky Headhunters, Federal Railroad, all the acts that's played on the 4th over there. And Dwayne was wanting to do something different, and we always had country music as a headliner.
Right.
And he wanted to do something different. He wanted Starship.
Yeah.
That was his thing he wanted. So I called and did the things that it takes to book Starship. And we had it done. And boy, he was excited. I was excited. I'm like, Starship, that's a big deal. Right?
Yeah.
And they called, and they're in San Diego on July the 3rd. So getting here was tough. Yeah. Maybe it could be done, but what if something happened?
Yeah, lack of rest and everything.
Exactly. So we ended up having to shelve that idea, and then we got to talking and about other artists that could come that weren't, something different. And John Waite came up. Of course, John Waite was huge in the 80s and early 90s. So his biggest hit, "I Ain't Missing You at All." That's his signature song, right? And he's got gazillions of views on his YouTube channels and all those things, and was part of the band The Babies, Bad English. It's just a lot of things that he's done. And so we were in budget. we weren't in budget. So I begged, and he kind of said, "Hey, can we get this down a little bit?" And then they're getting ready to play John Way's playing this big festival up in Pigeon Forge, where it's like 3 days of the biggest acts in the history of heavy metal and rock.
I think I've seen them.
So he's part of that, and we had to be careful about marketing too early.
Yeah.
That was part of the contract. So now it's out. Everybody knows John Waite. I'm just amazed. I don't know who'd ever thought John Waite would play in Dunlap, Tennessee.
Yeah.
And he's gonna. He's going to be here on July the 4th, and I'm pretty excited about it because I'm a huge fan.
Yeah. I think it's going to be great. I mean, it's something it's different from what we've ever had. And then of course he's good at what he does.
Oh yeah, he's
so
Missing You's been recorded. Him and Alison Krauss did it together. So John Waite's into the country world a little bit.
Yeah,
and so the version that him and Alison Krauss did of Missing You is just brilliant, and he has unmistakable voice. Just to See You Smile was a big hit. The hits he had with the Babies. And he still sounds great. Still looks great. It's going to be. We had Great White for Valley Fest.
Yeah.
But that was an '80s night. We actually marketed that as '80s night.
Right.
And just so happens that one of the bigger rock acts of the '80s is going to be there. But all the music that day was '80s.
Yeah.
And had an '80s dress up contest and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So. And this is a little different. This is a rock act coming to our 4th of July celebration. And somebody, I seen somebody on Facebook. People on Facebook don't have nothing nice to say. They ought not say nothing, right?
I agree.
And
I agree.
Because it's just ugly. But anyway, somebody on Facebook said something about the fact, well, we're not having country music. Yeah, we're having country music all day.
Yeah.
I'm going to play. Hannah's going to play. Bill Hatfield's going to play. That's all country music.
Yeah.
And then at the end of that country music, we're going to have one of the biggest icons of the '80s.
Yeah.
In Dunlap.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool.
Well, and like you said, there's going to be plenty of country music there.
Yeah.
It's not like you're just because your main act may not be so-called country, but I've interviewed quite a few people throughout my time here, and I hear a lot of them. They started in different genres. Matter of fact, interviewed a Finnish guy the other day, and he was in heavy metal,
right?
And he turned over to country.
Yeah.
And he was actually here in the studio. I've got one coming up next week. Actually, going to be here in the studio, and it's funny to watch. Of course, country music is growing overseas. Matter of fact, in Europe, it's just going like wildfire.
Yep.
Because I've had several of them tell me, says, well, we get over there and says, our audience, we got thousands of people there, and they can't speak our language, but they know our music.
Yep.
And so country music's growing everywhere. It's not just here in the South or not just here in America.
Right.
It's everywhere, and people are wanting to be country music.
Yeah. More and more and more. When I was putting out country records, I had some top 40 Billboard records. I won Music Row's Independent Artist of the Year 3 times, and I did it independently because I wanted to. So the machine of Nashville I didn't like it.
Yeah.
So with all that said, we released to Europe, and all of a sudden one day I had a song that was on the European chart in Germany.
Yeah.
Austria, Switzerland. All of a sudden my song was playing everywhere over there.
Yeah.
And they're hungry for American country music.
Right.
And their radio charts are different there because I played there. And their radio charts are different because they don't have a country chart, an Americana chart, a rock chart, right?
Yeah.
They just have a chart.
Yeah.
And you might be on that chart with you and Morgan Wallen and John Waite. All of y'all be on the same chart, and a heavy metal act and a gospel act.
Yeah.
Just whatever's being played and popular over there. You remember I recorded a song called White Trash with Money.
Yeah.
And we shot the music video under the red light.
Yeah, right here. Yeah.
That video was #1 over there.
Really?
And that song went to #10 over there.
Wow.
Of all songs.
Yeah.
And all music videos.
That's been quite a few years ago.
Yeah. 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
And, you know, that song did well there. And yeah, it's country music's everywhere.
Yeah. Well, that's the one thing I like about the music industry is maybe your song is not doing well, say right here, but put it in another section of the country or another section of the world, and they go, "Hey, we like this. This is maybe it doesn't pertain to what the people hear or listen to or relating to, but it might be something that somewhere else relates to." That's the thing about country music. It's full of stories. Like all your songs and videos are stories, you know, and that's what the music industry is about, stories.
Yeah, especially country music. People say it's different now in some ways, but because there's a lot of bro country, hip hop influence in country now, but the country music, the lyrics, if you're going to write me a song about a coffee cup, I better know all about that coffee cup by the time I get to the end of it.
Yeah.
You know, or then we're just wasting our time.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, yeah, it's about stories and it's about seeing what you're listening to. And that's why I love country music. Because I grew up, I didn't want to play country music. You know, we're playing in bars and when I'm a kid. And I'm like, I ain't playing country music. I want to go play rock music.
Yeah.
I loved Skinner and all that kind of stuff, you know. But later I found Waylon. And that was it for me. I'm like, now I'm gonna do country music because I love that sound he had. So we have a lot of influence in country now that we used to didn't have.
Right.
And I think that's why.
Well, you know, I get tickled sometimes when you see labels like country rock and country pop.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, why not just country?
Yeah. Well, they kind of had to do that, I guess, because, you know, like the Christian music I do, they call it outlaw gospel.
Yeah.
And that was because I kind of fit into a genre kind of all my own, I guess.
Yeah.
Now there's more. But I remember back in the day when I was part of Confederate Railroad, we did some shows with Leonard Skinner.
Oh, wow.
And that was very damaging. In Nashville, they said, oh, you have to not do that. You can't go out and play with Leonard Skinner. You have to figure out whether you're a country band or a rock band. So we didn't do no more shows with Leonard Skinner.
Oh, that's too bad.
That ain't been that long ago.
No.
And now you're sitting here going, wow. I mean, Leonard Skinner is on everybody's records.
Yeah.
What's Jelly Roll? I mean, I don't even know what you call that, right?
Yeah.
So it's back then you didn't do that.
Yeah.
You couldn't do that. I remember Faith Hill. She had crossed over, and country radio went, nope, can't do that. We're going to quit playing you because you can't cross over into this rock world. And then she recorded, literally sat down, had a conversation with John Rich and said, I need a song to help me pull back this way. Yeah. And he wrote that song, Mississippi Girl. She released it. Now she's back in the good graces of country. So, you radio people are tough on us artists.
And well, you know, I get, like I say, one of my favorite parts of my job is talking to all these artists. Right. I love that part. I love talking to them, and because you get to know these people, and everybody I've talked to, they're just good old folks. They just, they're just trying to live right and do right, and I thoroughly enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. And from my angle, I enjoy talking to people. Of course, I talk every day. I get paid to talk, so I guess that's a good business.
Yeah, that's pretty good business.
Yeah. But it's the music world has changed too with social media now. Growing up, all the Waylons and all those guys didn't have social media. No. They just had to go out and play.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing. Right? I mean, some of the things you do when you're out there, you don't want everybody to know about, right? Yeah. So social media was MySpace when I was putting records out.
Yeah.
more country in the country. I still put records out. Just put out an album called Him and Me. But when I put the country records out and chasing charts and things like that, MySpace was on the scene.
Yeah.
And then, of course, that's how Taylor Swift got started.
Yeah.
And that really helped that. That and her daddy had a lot of money.
Yeah.
But with all that said, now it's where an artist can become successful.
Right.
But even in that, I see these independent artists. I'm like, hey, you want to be independent artist? You want to go try to get a deal? And I look at them, I say, you got social media. That social media can help you.
Yeah.
It's not going to help you, though, unless you throw a bunch of money at it. It's literally because you have to spend the money to get that out there.
Right.
Oh, even on Facebook.
Yeah.
Unless lightning strikes, And very seldom does lightning strike. When we were putting the TV show out, I went to Nashville, met with CMT. They were talking to me about putting it on, the TV show on CMT.
Yeah.
And, but, the head of CMT said, I don't know you want to do that because we're, CMT's not what CMT used to be. They're going to start leaning into more. He told me we're going to lean into old TV shows. And, you might not want to do that. And I said, well, how about we just put it on YouTube and go for it? And he goes, you can't do that either. And I'm like, well, why? And he said, because lightning, to have all them views that everybody gets on YouTube is not lightning striking. It is somebody spending money somewhere to get those views. And he told me how it worked and how that a lot of these people are YouTube is a business, right?
Right.
Not YouTube TV, but YouTube. And they come to Nashville a couple times a year. They rent a big warehouse. They put these sets in the warehouse. So when you see this girl on YouTube and she's showing you how to put makeup on, and it appears she's sitting in her bedroom. She's not. She's sitting in a studio in Nashville. And he said, that's how this works. You get her, this girl putting on the makeup, said, hey, I watched it. She's got 10 million followers. And she says, hey, I watched this TV show called Small Town America. But you have to pay for that.
Yeah.
Just buy an advertising, right?
Yeah.
So even in, like I put out the video for God Did That, 800,000 views roughly on YouTube. I never spent a dime. That's as close to lightning striking as you probably get.
Yeah. Well, I've heard from some people I've interviewed, they'll tell me that, that because of social media, they'd go to these concerts and their audience they thought were the older adults,
right?
And then they wind up going to the concert and they go, what are all these teenagers doing here?
Yeah.
And they'd see a lot of younger folks there, and it's because they saw their video or saw their song on YouTube or whatever, and they liked it, and so they showed up for the concerts and they're thinking we weren't thinking about that audience.
Yeah.
And it just
come through social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you never know, because there's a lot of young people out there today that when I see some of them that say, well, I want to do country music, I'm thinking, what do you really know about country music? They might be a teenager or something, but then you get to listening to them and I think, man, maybe you know more than I think you did.
Yeah. Yeah, this is true. There's a lot of young people out there that love country music, and there's a lot. I see it all the time on social media where people are mad because country music don't sound country no more.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, this Luke Bryan don't sound country, or but guess what? They're not playing music for you. They're playing music for young people.
Yeah.
And back, in the 70s when Waylon came out, oh, he was the devil. And if you watch and read stories about that, they're like, oh man, who's this guy with the long hair? And, he's country's cornbread, though, right?
Yeah.
To you and I. But the people, the generation from the 50s and 60s was going, that ain't country music.
Yeah.
Same thing's happening now. It just all changes over time. And there'll be something out there that you like. I really like this Zach Top. Mm-hmm. He sounds country to me.
Yeah.
And I like that. I love Chris Stapleton. There's a lot of these artists out there that I don't dig.
Yeah.
For lack of a better word of putting it, but I don't have to listen to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can turn the radio, or I can listen to Glenn Edison.
Well, don't want to bother your day too much.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, when I hear people say, "Well, I want to get into music," I'm thinking, okay, that's good. Do you know what you're asking for? Because it's a lot of work, a lot of sitting down. Just the idea of just sitting down and writing songs. People don't realize, at least I don't think some people don't, to write a song, it's not like you sit down today and it's done tomorrow. It might be 10, 12 months later where you're getting, because all the thoughts don't always come right off the bat.
Right.
And it takes time. And then when you start putting the music together.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother process. So it's
well, here's what I have found out. Like, I wrote a song called "Through God's Eyes," and it did pretty good for me, right? And it took me 5-6 years to write it because I kept taking it apart and putting it back together. And then I tell people that a lot of new artists come and they'll ask, what should I do? What should I do? I've got this young lady right now from Rickman, Tennessee. Her name is Emma Grace, and we're recording her in the studio and getting ready to shoot a music video for her. And she's 18 and she's great. I mean, she should be a superstar. And, they're asking me, what do I do? What do I do? And I'm like, years and years ago, there was a bar down here below town.
Yeah.
You remember that? And it's a church now.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if they have a church there, but they turned it into a church.
Yeah.
And I used to go in there underage, right? And I'd go in there and there was a band playing, my buddy Don O'Connor, and I said, "Can I play?" And he goes, "We can't afford you. We don't make enough money here to have another musician." That's what he meant. And I said, "I'll play for free." And I play piano. I said, "I'll play for free." And Friday, Saturday nights, they was down here playing, right? And I drove to Sparta. That's where they lived. I drove to Sparta 3 days a week and rehearsed. And I never got paid for it. Now, of course, gas wasn't $5 a gallon.
No.
But I drove over there 3 days a week. I rehearsed in a little basement and learned a lot about my craft, how to sing, how to play. And I played in that bar down there. And then that turned into a different band with Kurt Rogers. We call it the Steel Brothers Band. They did. And I ended up fronting that band playing bass. And I had a ball. We had so much fun back then. And it was just a lot of fun, playing music and living life, so to speak. And I was shot at a time or two down there, but I didn't get hit, right? And not shot at, but guns went off.
Yeah.
And that was the old days. That was the old days. So I just say that. But that was so much fun. And then somewhere along the way, we went on the road with Lynn Anderson and the things that we did. And somewhere along the way, I had to make my car payment with music. Yeah. And it wasn't fun no more. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Still fun. Yeah. I still love to play music.
But you had to work.
Now I got to pay my bills with it.
Yeah.
And all that fun that we had in this bar down here, not making no money, that went away. It became a responsibility, number one, and it became I tell these, that's a long way of me saying, I tell these young artists, don't ever let the fun get took out of it. If you get the love and the fun took out of the music, then it's just a job. Yeah. And you can get a job mowing grass. Yeah. And you can get a job being a doctor or a lawyer or a lot of other things that make a lot more money than being a musician. So the musician side of it is if you keep the fun and the love in it. And, around COVID, when we started doing restoring the Mercantile, and John Schneider was here with me a lot, and John's like a 4-year-old kid. And we're hanging out, and we're writing, and we're recording, and we're doing a lot of things around that time, as well as restoring the Mercantile film and TV show. I got my kind of second wind, because we've been working like dogs, going out on the road and playing, trying to stay afloat and keep going and keep putting out music and keep playing wherever we could play. And then that was kind of a second win. But the young artists, the best thing they can do is never let the fun be took out of it, and the love of music. Why you did it, because it can go away quick.
Well, hey, it's about time for us to get out of here and go on with the show. But I do appreciate you coming in, taking your time, Cody, and looking forward to the 4th, which is actually just about 2 or 3 weeks away. And,
I think I'll play at 6 o'clock, and John Wade will be on right after that. And John Wade's closing for me. I'm excited to death, man. I was texting my buddy David Brown this morning, who has a band called The Beaters. It's playing here a lot. He said, well, what about John Wade coming to Dunlap?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I know it's kind of a big deal. It's for us. We've had a lot of big acts here.
Yeah, we really have.
Valley Fest acts, although we booked there and all that. But this one is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I hope he just comes in here and rocks it, because I'm really looking forward to him. And it's the 250th celebration of America.
Yeah, I think that's going to be cool.
So we get to celebrate our little town, and I'm going to eat some watermelon.
Well, brother, I appreciate you coming in today and taking time out from your busy schedule, and looking for more things to come from you, videos and songs, and more of your keeping your studio busy with other artists and everything. That's going to be great.
And watch the TV show.
Yeah.
The TV show's called Small Town America, Dunlap, Tennessee. You watch it on Tubi, Roku, and Amazon Prime.
And that's in its 2nd season now.
Tubi, the 2nd season's on Tubi right now,
Okay.
And it's a total of 26 episodes.
Oh, really? That many? Okay, yeah. I didn't realize it was that many.
And 26 30-minute episodes. That's a mouthful. And we have people that are driving from as far as Tulsa, Peoria, Michigan, just to come and see the Mercantile.
Wow.
And just hoping they might run into one of the people from the TV show. So it's growing and growing and growing in popularity. And I'm real proud of it. It's really a good, entertaining. Well, I went and sung at this church over in Fayetteville, Tennessee on this past Sunday. And there was a couple sitting on the front row, husband and wife, or second row. And he said, man, we drove 2 hours to come meet you.
Really?
I said, really? And he goes, yeah. And I thought, well, maybe it's because of one of my songs or whatever. Yeah. He said, no, man, because of the TV show.
Oh, really?
He said, we've watched it 6 or 7 times. He said, let me tell you, you're right up there with Andy Griffith.
Well, that was a compliment.
Oh, yeah. That was a great compliment, but I know I'm not. But to him, he was serious.
Yeah.
He said, I love the fact that I can turn on your show and watch it, and I'm not going to be drugged through some sort of political thing or hear filthy language or whatever. He said, I know I'm going to get a good, wholesome family story, and I love it. And I just want to tell you I appreciate it. I said,
that's the truth about it. It is a good, wholesome family show. You won't hear all that junk that you hear in a lot of these others. And that's one thing.
We bleeped it all out. I'm just kidding.
No, but hey, brother, I appreciate you coming today. And
thank you for having me.
And we'll have you back, and as time goes, and because I'm sure you'll have some other things for us to do.
See you on the 4th of July.
All right. Appreciate you, brother. Bye.
Hey, everybody. This is Glenn Edison from Valley Views. We appreciate you watching our shows, and we would like for you to like, share, and follow us on Facebook, as well as like and subscribe to our YouTube page.